Beautiful, beautiful. And so, yes, this morning, I find God. And I hope you do too. So, just simply anchoring the start of this amazing day, this service filled with joy and excitement, I simply take this moment to bless the production crew that is here to make this happen. I bless the technology that brings it to you. I bless you for being here, being part of this service and sending your energy this way today for our speaker, Karen. And speaking the truth for Karen, I know that she is about to blow us all away with her idea and suggestions and thoughts about peace. So let's get this started. Please help me anchor this by saying, and so it is. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, is everybody excited?
So
yes,
excited.
It's great. Karen is here. We're so excited. It's the season of peace, and my candle lighter this morning is going to be our music director, Erin.
Yay!
And so as the season of peace officially started yesterday, awesome, I got that right, we changed our candle lighting procedures just a little, so today we're going to honor Buddhism. And so our first candle is going to be lit for Buddhism. So Buddhism is generally regarded with good reason as the most peaceful of world religions. So like other South Asian faiths, it stresses the principles of the non-injury of other living things. Yet its teachings also emphasizes that violence harms the spiritual state of the perpetrator as well as the victim. And of course, our second candle always is the healing candle of love. And so we invite you in the stillness of your own mind to bring to awareness the names of anyone you wish to be included in this healing flame of love and of light. And so now that our flames of faith are fully lit, we move forward into our celebration today, realizing and reaffirming that all paths lead to God. Thank you, Erin.
Yay!
I don't know how she got lucky by only having to light 2 candles, but
It's very hard.
So please, if you haven't noticed, there's going to be a lot of energy here today. So now is the time for you to step into that energy by where you are, helping us say our purpose, vision, and mission statements with gusto. So what's our reason for being? We awaken and inspire love and oneness. Okay, our vision, what do we want to create or become? We are an empowered, uplifting, inclusive community. And of course, our mission, how are we going to do this? We teach spiritual transformation with grace and joy. Thank you. Our sacred reading today comes from the Science of Mind magazine. And this actually comes from February's. Like this, we're still in January. Tomorrow is February. That issue. And this is actually February 10th. My heart is yearning to live in a peaceful world. When tragedy strikes, I see a call to awaken. Now, we often hear that if we are to have peace in the world, it must begin with each of us. So how do I find peace in the midst of the challenges that I see in the world? As we listen to the news of suffering and discord, there is an inner call, a knowing of what is ours to do. Now, some are leaders for change. Many are called to stand for human rights and social justice, and others are called to prayer. So stepping into the call of what is mine to do, I find it must be done with a sense of loving connection to all and a deep inner peace. Now, His Holiness the Dalai Lama writes, peace must first be developed within an individual. Are you getting a sense of where we're going today? And I believe that love, compassion, and altruism are the fundamental basis for peace. Now, once those qualities are developed within an individual, he or she is then able to carry and create an atmosphere of peace and of harmony. Now, this atmosphere can be expanded and extended from the individual to his family, from the family to the community, and eventually to the whole world. So now is the time for healing to begin. My deepest prayer is that we see from a new perspective what is most important, that we understand we are one in the greatest sense of the word. We are one with the human family, and we are one in God. Ricky Byers, love that song. Oh, so good morning and welcome to the Alaska Center for Spiritual Living, our virtual side. So every Sunday we get up here and we talk about prayer. We talk about that we are here for you in prayer. And so this week I got a prayer request, and I've been given permission to talk about this prayer. Our very own Zoe reached out to me because she's interviewing. She's going to graduate this year, and so she was interviewing for doctorate programs. And so she decided on a whim, just like, okay, well, she wants her doctorate in engineering. And so she decided to apply to MIT. Just like best school in the country for engineering. And so she sent out a prayer request, and so prayer works. I am pleased and happy and excited, oh my God, out of my mind to announce that Zoe has been accepted into MIT's doctorate program for electrical engineering. So if you want a living, breathing example, people, this is MIT. This is MIT, and they're going to pay her to go do it. So, no limits on prayer. I expect to see a whole bunch of prayers this week of dreams that we can help to make true. So go to our website, hit on the prayer request, or call one of the practitioners. We'll be happy to put it out for you. But prayer works. I'm not sure I can come up with a bigger example than that one. So, okay. So I've already welcomed you. And now we're going to go to announcements. All right. So we have a vision board follow-up session, and it is this Thursday night. So those of you who did the vision boards with the Peace people, it's 6 to 7 o'clock on Zoom. Now, Karen, can anybody attend that or have, okay. So even if you didn't do the vision board, put that on your calendar. Yeah, show up on Zoom, see what vision boards are about. Now, we also have a book study that's going to be happening starting Tuesday, February 16th through March 30th. The book is going to be Being Peace. It's up there. Now, I would try to pronounce that person's name, but I will just butcher it. So if there's... Okay. I hope you heard that. So again, that's all going to be on Zoom. Get your own book. And each week, I have no doubt there's going to be a very lively discussion. And that's going to be led by
Karen and Christina.
Karen and Christina. And you're going to get a taste of Karen today. So that's awesome. So, we've got more. Vision for inner peace. We're just doing a lot of peace because it's a season of peace. So, Wednesday, February 3rd, 6:55 to 8 p.m., we're visioning for peace. They've been doing this for years. So jump on there. It doesn't matter if you know what visioning is or have ever done it. Please join them. And then we are going to reschedule. We are going to have the sound immersion with Gail Jackson, but we are going to go ahead and reschedule that. And I'm glad the rest of you are watching this on Facebook because I can't read the rest of it. So you guys run with that. Now, I'm excited to say that a couple of friends of mine are dropping in today with a video. You might know them, remember them as Susan and Mark. And so please enjoy this next song by Susan and Mark.
Hello, Anchorage. So good to be with you today. We're so happy to be supporting Karen with her talk with this beautiful song called I Dreamed of Rain by Jan Garrett. I hope you enjoy.
I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land.
Ah, thank you, Mark and Susan. And such a peaceful song to enter into this next person's first talk here, which is kind of funny. I've cabin fever set in, and so I'm going to admit something to you. All right, so I may or may not be watching a lot of drumline videos, like the big universities that have all these people with drum, and they're just going wild, and you can't sit still, and it's so energizing. Has anyone watched any of these videos? It's incredible. Go watch a drumline video. It'll just like blow your mind. I can't even imagine how they do that, but that's the energy that this speaker brings to this talk today, that speaker brings to this center. She, I'm not going to say a lot because she told me not to, but I'm not a kid person, and I don't know a lot of what's going on in the schools, but what I do know is that Karen is in the school district, and she's there as a coach working with kids who may be a bit of a challenge. And I can't think of anyone better to make me feel like we have a future, because these kids have someone like Karen in their lives. So please, Alaska Center for Spiritual Living, I know we might not be able to hear you, but I want you to hoot and holler and clap for Karen.
Thank you, Linda. And I just want to say not only thank you to Linda for this moment, but Linda has, like, once I said yes a little while ago, I did not realize all the steps that yes meant. And Linda has helped me. She is like the organizational guru and has led me through each process, and I am so grateful for that. I also want to thank Susan and Mark. Usually they need a little bit more time to say yes for music, but when Linda and I reached out to them after, I believe it was like Sunday or Monday, they said yes. Like, yes was coming all over the place. Erin and Jessica have said yes. Claire has said yes. Amy and Neil and Bob and everyone else, and Rev Dawn for supporting me in this journey of speaking today. So I'm ever so grateful. And I'm also grateful to all of you today. Welcome. We are so glad to have you here with the Alaska Center for Spiritual Living. And on this day where our 64 days of peace actually has begun. And it centers around Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. So in the end, I will have some words of wisdom from them. So today, this talk, Your Peace, P-I-E-C-E, on Earth, it's about stepping into the call of what is mine to do, as Linda had within that reading, that spiritual reading that she had for us this morning. How do we get there? That's what I'd like to help you with. How do we get there to bring ultimate peace on earth? So I want to tell you a little bit about why this song, I Dreamed of Rain. It's really interesting. Once I said yes, this song just kept coming over and over and over to me. And a lot of times on Sunday, I will listen to Reverend Michael Beckwith, and they had the song even one Sunday after it had already come to me. It was so amazing. And then I started doing some research about how this song that Jan Garrett, how did this come to be? What was the premise behind the song? And so she grew up in Colorado where there was always rain, and she talks about how when she was a young girl, it rained almost every day for about 15 to 20 minutes around 2:30 in the afternoon. But then around the summer of 2002, there was a lot of unrest in Colorado because it hadn't rained. There was still a lot of fear. It hadn't been a year since 9/11. And it took a while before the rain came. And when the rain came on July 4th, there started being this beginning parts of this song. And then January 2003, her and her beloved saw the front page of the news, and it showed pictures of young soldiers who were dying in Afghanistan. And that's when the fullness of the song took place. It took a year for her to share it with her beloved. She was a little shy about the simplicity of the song. And then in 2006, there was this new thought, Get that? New Thought, spiritual award for singing, and they were asked to come to Phoenix in July with 101-degree temperatures, and it hadn't rained in a while. So all the singers that were asked to come got an opportunity to sing their song. And everyone in the crowd of about 300 were really embracing all of the artists, and it was really a wonderful time. And then JD, her beloved, he's the one who sings predominantly the solo, and Jan does the harmonies on this song, I Dreamed of Rain. And as they were singing, the crowd was very still. And there were tears. And there was this feeling of euphoria, and they weren't quite sure how the crowd was going to react until the end. There was a pause, this moment of peace. And then everyone stood up, clapping and cheering and roaring in a standing ovation. People continued to sing their songs, and about 10 minutes later, they noticed that it was raining. And when this concert was over, they, of course, won the award, and people were dancing in the streets in the rain. And so it was obvious about the fact, I was like, okay, the rain, but rain creates this image of renewal. Water literally and metaphorically cleanses and soothes. It also lifts and refreshes. It can transport, cool, and it certainly quenches our thirst. Water supports life as peace supports our soul. It quenches our soul. And like water, peace can look very chaotic on the outside, right? Like a river. A river can be roaring downstream, but underneath it can be quiet and still, just gently washing the rocks. And we can learn to do that with peace. Although there is chaos that is happening in our world, because that song, I Dreamed of Peace, reminds me of some of the things that are happening politically in our world right now, we can take the time to learn how to develop peace on the inside for ourselves, so that we may then bring peace to our family, peace to our community, and peace to our world. So now you're probably wondering, okay, Karen, how are we going to go about doing that? So the 7 Practices for Peace by Deepak Chopra, he tells us that the best thing you can do for peace today is encourage the evolutionary impulse in yourself. The future is the next shape that consciousness takes. A flower is the future of a seed. It takes time for the seed to turn into a flower. However, the reality is already deeply imprinted that the seed will become a flower. So I'm going to ask you to do something with me before we get to our own seed. I'm going to ask you to think about what your baseline is right now. I'm going to do some self-reflection. In Science of Mind, a lot of times this is the practicing of visioning for us. So this morning I'd like to just do some quick imagery. Close your eyes. I'd like you to think of a time that you felt completely at peace. Maybe you're also feeling some love, some compassion, some joy. Take a deep breath. Blow it out. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you touching? What are you smelling? What are you doing? Breathe. What are you feeling right now? Breathe. Open your eyes. Are you doing anything in your life right now that radiates those same feelings of peace, love, joy, compassion? If the answer is yes, then how can you raise that vibration? Maybe you're at the stage to help your family with peace or your community with peace. If not, I invite you to ask yourself, what are you binge watching? What are your thoughts that are coming over and over and over? And know that that baseline can change. For instance, I have a friend, Tanya, who has agreed that I can tell this story. Her baseline right now, because of something very traumatic that happened in her life, the sudden death of her daughter via suicide. Each year around the holidays, right before January 18th, the anniversary, in years past, there has been a lot of guilt and turmoil and things that create feelings of less than peace. And this year, I had another friend who had gotten me hooked into this thing called Yaymaker. If you haven't ever tried it, it's wonderful. You can do virtual painting online. And so it's a way for me to show my self-expression. And someone is online and they're painting, and you just buy the canvases and the paint and you get to explore painting. And so with Tanya and myself and another friend, we chose to do this painting. And it was wonderful. And the woman who was on the other side kept referring to this tragic event that had brought her to learning how to paint. And then she was now a teacher. And in the end, we were one of the last people to finish. And we all started talking about trauma and traumatic events. And it just so happened, I believe her name was Kathy, but I'm not quite sure. She shared that it was her son who had completed suicide about the same amount of years ago and about the same age as Katrina. So it was very interesting that this therapeutic kind of way of bringing some honoring to Katrina was also something that someone else was doing. So anyway, back to the baseline. So that baseline can change, just like I'm talking about at school. When I'm doing reading with students, there's a baseline. That baseline is organic, and it can change. It can change day to day when we're experiencing something traumatic in our lives, and it also can be something that stays with us for a while when we turn to the practice of visioning and bringing attention. And so back to Deepak Chopra, when he was talking about this seed to flower, that represents our symbol for science of mind. The circle, the outer circle, symbolizes one. The top section is the seed. The middle is the soil. It's what nourishes the seed. And then that bottom section is the manifestation of the flower, and what Deepak Chopra was talking about. That V for victory symbolizes the creative process that any thought, intention, belief moves through law and becomes part of the physical. The wonderful part of why the V is open at the top is that if you don't like what you've gotten, you can always go back and choose to start again and create something wonderful and new for yourself. It is not stagnant. Okay, so moving to the seed for the part of us, our intention. Ernest Holm talks about, since the only life you have is the life of the spirit within you, you need but permit its radiance to flow through you and flow through your thought into self-expression. You are surrounded by a dynamic force, a great surge of living power. You are immersed and saturated with a vital essence of life. Its presence permeates everything. Did you hear me? It permeates everything, binding all together into one complete whole. So our intention, this continually reaffirming our intention, we have ways that we can continue with that by having our preventative and our critical care. So let's talk about the preventative. Preventative, similar to going to the dentist 2 times a year to get your teeth clean, or like what men and women each have separate things that they do for their preventative care. For preventative care, for our intention, is that we can do breath work. We have affirmative prayer. We have meditation, visioning, self-expression, physical activity, healthy eating, books, practice, practice, practice. Is anyone here can think of anything that I missed? Affirmations. Exercise.
On a dog.
Dog. Cats. Great. And I'm sure that out there you can think of even more. It's whatever brings you joy and happiness and love and compassion. Certainly our pets bring us great compassion. So those are things that we try to do daily. And then life happens. It's called our humanness. And something just doesn't set right, or kind of, excuse the expression, pisses us off. And we can't really stay in that moment. What is it that you're going to do in that moment? For me, it looks like this breathing that I do, even before I started doing this talk, because I started feeling incredibly nervous and had to keep going to the bathroom, I did breath work. And my mantra for myself is, Karen, you are safe, you are calm, you can handle this. And today I added, you are a conduit of the one, of spirit. This is not you. There are no mistakes, because you are living and breathing what has been fed to you as God and through God. And that helped me to be able to talk today. Also, I've done EFT, tapping. You can look that up if you're not sure what it is, but it's a tapping to get our minds changing from fear-based or not enoughness or whatever it is that's coming up for you in that moment, to bringing you back to your truth. Remembering my preventative care. And if I can't do affirmative prayer for myself, hello, we have a whole range of people that you can call, including myself. Linda Steiner, Bob is here in the house. All of these people you can call for prayer. You can go online for prayer. There's numbers that you can call to bring you back to your peace, which is your intention, which is what's guiding you to what brings you more joy. Because when you are feeling joyful, guess what, people? There's more peace on the earth. Because you are living in your authentic self. And our authenticity is what brings us peace. And that is when we can bring peace to all of humanity. When we are doing things that bring us back to the core of our very selves. So, I told you that I would give you some quotes by Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, because they definitely are two symbols of the season of peace. But I also want you to know that although I'm doing this talk during the season of peace, I'm inviting you to do this 365 days of the year, every year that you are living on this planet. It is something that's not for just 64 days, it's for the rest of our lives. So Mahatma Gandhi says, peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. And hopefully the tools that I have brought to you today can help you remember to practice and practice and practice those tools. I want to tell you that even myself, I have to practice all the time. Sorry, I keep hitting this mic when I go to, I realize that I talk a lot with my hands. So one of my friends, her husband has been very, very ill with stage 4 cancer. And I was able to get the first dose of the vaccine. And he found out that I had gotten a dose of the vaccine, and he was very upset with me. And when he felt that upsetness, it looked like writing a seething, raging email to me about what a horrible person I am. And my friend was very, very upset and kept begging her husband not to send the email to me. And so she called our other friend, who is Tanya, and Tanya called me and said, I will help you process through it. It's okay, blah, 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 blah. And instantaneously, Spirit spoke to me because I was getting ready for this message, right? And so, so it was wonderful timing because it was about peace, and it happened this week, or maybe the end of last week. And I said, I'm not going to read the email. And she said, are you sure? I'm not sure that I could do that. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to delete the email. And of course, when you're deleting an email, you see like the very beginning of the email. So I knew that it was, you know, it was going to be something that was going to be pretty heated, and it was going to definitely take me into my humanness. And I was going to have to use all of my skills, and I could go down that rabbit hole if I chose to feel everything that this person was feeling about me in his moment of being in fear and not feeling like there was enough of something for everyone. And I chose compassion instead. Compassion not only for myself, but compassion for my friend Gina, who was feeling very upset about what her husband had chose to do. And also compassion for Nate, because I really care about Nate. And so even though I chose that and I pushed delete, I got home and I needed to delete the trash because, right, it's still in the trash, but that's still available to me if I choose, right? And so I deleted from the trash, and then I started questioning myself. And I wondered what it was that he might have written, and my mind started playing tricks on thinking about all the worst case scenarios. So I tried to get Reb Dawn, couldn't get a hold of Reb Dawn, got in touch with Kaleem. I had tried several different practitioners, because what I say to you, friends, is not something that I do not practice myself. So I called and got a hold of Kaleem, and we said a prayer together. I did some self-talk, and all was well. And but that has taken years of practice. That did not just happen overnight. And tomorrow may be some other kind of event, and I might not be able to handle that in the same way, and that is okay. But in this moment, it felt good, and I was grateful to Spirit for leading the way. So as I end, I'm just going to tell you from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. And so it is. Thank you very much.
So it is. Woo! Nice job. Wow, nice job, Karen. Whew. So I invite everyone to just breathe as we step into this activated, powerful feeling of the divine presence here today. I ask, what is heavy on your heart? Is it your health? Is it prosperity? Is it relationships? Is it work? Perhaps a pet might be sick. Well, What we know and what we claim and what we declare right here and right now is that the presence of God is in every situation. There's not a place where this powerful presence is not. And so whatever this heavy on your heart thing is, what we know today, what we claim, what we declare, is that we just release it to the working of this powerful presence. That we surround ourselves in the truth of the situation, which is we are meant to be here and we have everything that we need to succeed in every situation. Whether it be health, prosperity, relationships, work lives, pets, we have already installed within us absolutely everything we need. And so as we walk through the rest of today and go into this week, what we remember is, dang, let's just delete our trash and activate our inner peace. Let's show up as the light this week. Let's embrace all that we are. Let us be the leaders. Yes. Delete your trash. So I just invite each of you to feel this prayer right now. Feel what it is that needs to be released and take a breath and declare that it's released. So yes, we take this energy, we take these thoughts, we take this knowingness, we take our desires, our dreams, and yes, that heaviness that no longer serves us, and we release it to the working of that law that always says yes. And so I invite you to help me anchor this by saying, and so it is. Whew. And now, another amazing video by Susan and Mark.
1, 2, 3. Oh, lover of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. My soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, lover of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, lover of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day, of the day. For the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment of mystery, for the sorrow and the smiles, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the warm. Oh, lover of my heart, oh, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, lover of my heart, I thank you for the blessings of the day, of the day. For the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment of mystery, for the sorrow and the smiles, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the warm. Oh,
got to follow that. I'm speaking next Sunday, so dang. Oh my God, so it looks like Lynn and Marion are home from Seattle. Welcome home, guys. And oh my God, it seems like Reverend Don is on, so either they're getting one heck of a signal and tell Keaton or Reverend Don might be back in town. So that's awesome. Angie, Ann, Cynthia George, Kaleem, Jean Korowski, Nanetta, Cynthia Hensley, Danny. I love that all my people in my classes are coming. Woohoo! Tanya, Joan, I've been meaning to call you. How you doing? Trevor, and of course, Judy Wolf, Judith Mack. Oh my God, Tiffany. Your husband is so amazing. Neil. Michelle Scammon. Hopefully Heather's watching with you. Michelle Kuntz. I already did Nanetta, but I love saying her name. Nanetta. So Shelley Jean. Robert Wallace. Stevie. Stevie's out there. God, I miss seeing all my class people. And Deirdre Grant. And so now is the time where we take our hands and we put it on our hearts and we bless the donations, the giving, everything that you guys send us that allow us to continue this every Sunday. So I really want everyone to say the whatever that is, blessing with me today, because without everything that you guys do financially for us, we wouldn't be here. So divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. And here's our thing today. Let's see. Thank you, Claire. I also just want to enter in extra special thanks for Claire. She's the one out there monitoring the Facebook for us, and she does it so effortlessly, and she's been doing it every Sunday forever. So, I like this. I am a powerful creator of my reality. Woo-hoo! Now, back to Jessica. Nice. Thank you, Jessica. And as we head into our benediction today, I ask you, what is mine to do? Picture peace and breathe. Vision peace and breathe. Release things that you watch that are not peaceful. Breathe. Set the intention of peace and breathe. Meditate, walk, tap, sing, dance, plant the seed of peace and breathe. Get a pet and breathe. 4, I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread through the land. Please help us anchor this by saying, and so it is.
Spirit is joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you.
inside job.
Be it.
Be it.
Live it.
Live it.
Radiate it out.
Radiate it out.
And so it is.
And so it is.